All right, today we're going to dissect the architecture of dominance. We're moving way beyond just product features and marketing tactics to explore something much deeper. How to build a business so integrated into your customer's world that leaving isn't even an option. This is the blueprint for creating an unbreakable moat. This is the strategy of ecosystem design.
So let's start with this quote, because it really challenges a ton of marketing wisdom. We've all been told to simplify, right? Find that one killer feature, that one clear message. But here's the thing, in a world that is just drowning in great products, simplicity isn't a differentiator anymore. It's just the price of entry. The real failure isn't having a message that's too complex, it's having one that's too shallow. It's assuming your customers are making simple decisions when the reality is their minds have evolved. They're way more sophisticated and way more invested in their own processes than ever before.
So let's completely reframe the goal here. Forget about selling a better hammer. What if the real game is to design the entire workshop? A workshop where every single tool works perfectly, sure, but also makes every other tool in the box more powerful. What if your real product isn't the software, but the seamless, intelligent workflow you build for your customer? This is the fundamental shift we're diving into today, moving from just selling products to engineering indispensable environments.
And this really gets to the heart of the paradox in modern business. I mean, all around us, you see companies just locked in this feature war, right? A race to the bottom on price, desperately trying to build a slightly better mousetrap. They are perfecting individual products, and yet they are getting systematically dismantled by competitors who are playing a totally different game. These other companies aren't just selling a product, they're building a world, a self-reinforcing environment that quietly and completely captures the customer.
Okay, take a look at this, because it really lays out the whole strategic shift. Over on the left, you've got the old model, the linear value ladder. It's a simple, straight line. A customer buys your first product and you try to push them up the ladder to the next, more expensive one. Each step is a totally separate decision, a new sale you have to win. Now look to the right. The new model isn't a ladder at all. It's a web. It's an interconnected network. When a customer steps into this ecosystem, every new product they add doesn't just bring its own value, it multiplies the value of everything else they already have. The whole system gets smarter and more essential with every addition. This isn't just a series of sales, it's a deepening commitment.
So, how do you actually build this network, this web? Well, it doesn't happen by accident. It's a deliberate act of strategic architecture. And the whole thing really rests on a blueprint of 3 core pillars. We're going to break them down one by one to show you exactly how this moat gets engineered.
The first pillar, and the one you can see most easily, is interoperability. This just means that from day one, every product is built not just to do its own job, but to communicate and collaborate with every other product in your system. Sure, your sales CRM is powerful, your marketing platform is powerful, but when they're built with shared DNA, when data flows between them effortlessly, their combined value is exponential. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. It equals 5 or maybe even 10. This creates these powerful internal network effects. The more pieces of your system a customer uses, the more indispensable the entire system becomes.
Now here's the really interesting part, the invisible engine that makes all of this work. Pillar 2 is data centrality. This is the strategic core of the whole thing. Just imagine a single, unified database at the heart of the ecosystem. Every single customer interaction, every email, every support ticket, every sales call, it all flows into and out of this one central hub. This isn't just about having clean data. It's about creating a single source of truth that becomes the backbone of your customer's operations. And let's be absolutely crystal clear on this. This centralized data is the heart of the moat. It's not a feature, it's the fortress. A competitor can copy one of your features in a few weeks. They can slash their price tomorrow. But what they cannot do is replicate a customer's entire operational history, built over years, all woven into this one unified data asset. The cost, the risk, the sheer nightmare of trying to rip that out creates the ultimate switching cost. It's the anchor that holds them in place.
And the third pillar, expansion engineering, is what turns the ecosystem into a growth machine. The system is designed to actually participate in your customer's success. It watches how they use the tools, it identifies their growth patterns, and it recognizes what we call success signals. You know, when a team is about to hit a storage limit or they start using an advanced feature a lot, it doesn't wait for a sales call. The system itself acts, automatically offering the next logical upgrade right when they need it most. This turns customer success into predictable revenue.
The ultimate financial report card for a successful ecosystem is this number, a net dollar retention, or NDR, of over 120%. And what that number means is, well, it's profound.
It means that if you stopped getting new customers today, your revenue from your current customers would still grow by 20% next year. Why? Because the money you lose from the few who leave is completely overshadowed by the automatic organic growth of the ones who stay. That is the ultimate sign of a healthy, defensible business. It grows from the inside out.
So we've laid out the technical architecture, those 3 pillars. But you know, the steel and concrete are really only half the story. What makes this fortress truly unbreakable isn't just the code. It's the invisible foundation of human psychology that the whole system is built on. This is what creates that deep, profound customer lock-in.
This slide here gets right to the heart of the primary psychological force at play, loss aversion. As human beings, we are literally wired to feel the pain of a loss about twice as much as we feel the pleasure of a gain. So a competitor can come along with a new product that has a slightly better feature. That's a potential gain. It's nice, but it's a pretty weak motivator. The ecosystem, on the other hand, is designed to weaponize the fear of loss. The thought of leaving means losing years of data, breaking workflows, retraining the whole team. That potential pain, that fear of losing what you've already built, is a way more powerful motivator than the promise of some shiny new feature.
But this feeling isn't static, right? It's not a one-time calculation a customer makes. It's a pressure that quietly, consistently builds over time. So, how exactly does this psychological grip get tighter and tighter, making it exponentially harder for someone to leave the longer they stay?
Well, the answer is the sunk cost fallacy. Every single piece of data a customer enters, every report they build, every workflow they create is an investment. It's an investment of time, of energy, of capital. And the more they pour into your system, the higher their perceived sunk cost becomes. To leave would mean all that past effort was for nothing, and our brains are hardwired to avoid that feeling of waste. So the ecosystem cleverly uses the customer's own hard work as the main reason they stay. Their past efforts become the chains that bind them to a future with you.
Okay, so now we get the what, the blueprint, and the why, the psychology behind it all. That brings us to the most critical part, the how. How do you actually move from theory to practice? How do you start to deliberately engineer your own unbreakable moat using these principles?
It really comes down to a clear 3-step framework. First, you have to do a ruthless audit of your product connections, your interoperability. Second, you have to reorient your entire development philosophy around that central data hub. And third, you have to systematically engineer the triggers that drive automatic growth. Let's walk through what that actually looks like.
When I say audit interoperability, I mean you literally have to do this. Look at this example table. You map out every possible pair of your products and you score how well they work together. Does your sales CRM have a seamless two-way sync with your marketing automation? Great, that's a high score. But is that CRM completely cut off from your support desk? That's a low score. And that's not just a missing feature, it's a structural weakness. It is a crack in the wall of your moat. The whole goal is to systematically find and fix these low-scoring connections. Every crack you repair makes the whole system that much harder to escape. And when we talk about engineering expansion triggers, the goal is exactly this: to turn your customer's success into your company's predictable revenue. This is about being a deep student of your customer's journey. You use that central data hub to find the exact inflection points in their growth, those moments their business needs more power, and then you design the upgrade path to be the most logical, frictionless, and obvious choice they could possibly make.
All right, let's pull all these threads together. Because when these 3 pillars, the architecture, the psychology, and the disciplined execution are all combined, the strategic result is no longer just a competitive advantage, it's an inevitable checkmate. It is built on a cold, hard logic that makes the old game of competing on features totally obsolete.
The final crucial insight is this: you have to stop competing on isolated features. A new feature can get copied in a week. A lower price can always be matched. The only winning move is to change the entire battlefield.
You have to build total interdependence. You have to create a system where the real value isn't in any one of the puzzle pieces, but in the unbreakable connections between all of them.
And this is the core truth of it all. The ultimate moat, the most defensible position you can ever build, is to become your customer's workflow. When your system is the way they run their business, the way they make money, the way they serve their clients, you're no longer just another vendor on a spreadsheet. You've become a fundamental partner in their survival.
And that leaves us with this one final, powerful thought.
A perfectly designed ecosystem works because it completely rewrites the customer's math. The question they ask is no longer, is this competitor's product 10% better? The question becomes, can my business survive the economic destruction and operational chaos of ripping out its own central nervous system? And when you framed the choice that way, the game is already over. You've won.